When you think of Route 66 Raceway, you think of speed. Records are smashed every year at this track, and even more could be broken today. Speed and ET records beware. Chicago just might be the quickest and fastest track on the NHRA circuit. And we're about 30 miles south and west of the Loop in downtown Chicago, just outside of Joliet. It's the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series, and today the focus will be on the King Demon Crown at the 9th Annual CarQuest Auto Parts Nationals. The fans are here. They've been pouring into this track despite questionable weather conditions. And when you're talking King Demon, Dave Reef, you're talking big money.
Biggest payday in Pro Stock history, Paul. $76,000 the money that Barry Grant and his King Demon brand of carburetors puts up for the 8 cars that have qualified for this event. $50,000 going to the winner. And among those who have qualified for that opportunity, indeed, Greg Anderson. He is the #1 qualifier. He was a top half qualifier at the past 23 races. This is his 4th start. He will be going after his 2nd win. He won this event in 2004. He races V Gaines, the #8 car. It's a Dodge that's been running very well of late. It's his rookie start in this event, as he will try to get Dodge only its 2nd King Demon Crown and 1st since Darrell Alderman did it 15 years ago. In the #4 qualifying spot, Kurt Johnson. It's his 13th start. He is a 3-time winner of this event and one of 4 guys to win it as a rookie. But the man he's going to be taking on is this guy. He's got everybody talking. It's Richie Stevens in his 4th start in the King Demon Crown. But what has everybody talking? It's the 2nd quickest run in history that you made last night. How's that going to play out for this event today?
I think it's good. I mean, we came in this event, not knowing what we had. David took these motors back home after the last race and did some research and development on them, and we came out here yesterday and ran real good. So we got everybody talking. I mean, to have them chasing this Mopar down feels real good.
Your confidence level's got to be soaring.
That's great. I mean, the weather conditions are ideal, the same as yesterday, so we got a real good feeling about it. I feel strong, and hopefully we can get it down and get some wins.
In Richie's 3 previous events, he's been knocked out by a man named Johnson, so there's that revenge factor as well as we head now to Gary Gerald.
And checking out the bottom half of the ladder for the King Demon Challenge, you got a couple of intriguing matchups, starting with Jason Line going against Alan Johnson. Jason Line was a finalist in this event last year, lost to Dave Conley in the battle for the $50,000 top prize, but Jason loves this racetrack. He has won here 3 times in Pro Stock national events in the past. As for Alan Johnson, this is the 3rd time for him to qualify for the King Demon. Somewhat ironically, he faced Line's teammate Greg Anderson in the 1st round in the 2 previous races. And unfortunately for Alan Johnson, he lost both of those. Now, the other matchup. This is a dandy. The oldest competitor in the field against the youngest. The many years of experience from Warren Johnson, who has qualified for his 21st King Demon Challenge. He'll go against Erica Enders. Erica is the 1st woman to qualify for this event, but how about the fact that when Warren first qualified for the King Demon, this woman right here, Erica, was just 2 years old. What do you and the Cagnazzi team have in store today against the old professor, Warren Johnson, when you consider his many years of experience?
Oh, he's got a ton of years of experience, and we know that. So we've got a little something in store for him, hopefully. We went to 68 last night in the cool, just trying to get down track after the tires shake 1st round. So we've tuned it up a little bit, and hopefully we can go out and get him.
Do you at all worry about your years of inexperience against all of his years competing in this event?
Well, it crosses your mind, but it's something that I try not to think about because he's been somebody that I've watched growing up my entire life. He's been a hero of mine. So to be staged next to him is one thing, and it's just so surreal and exciting. And then at the other side of it, I've kind of got to block it out and just do my job, pretend I'm on a buy run, cut a light, hit my shifts, and keep it in the groove.
Makes it sound so simple. Challenging for 50 grand. She'd love to do what Larry Morgan did 17 years ago in '89. Larry Morgan won the King Demon Crown before he won his 1st ever national event. Paul?
Yeah, we have a great deal for you. The King Demon, the race within the race, and then there's some other pretty big stories here. Greg Anderson, who is the top qualifier in the King Demon, says what's really great about it, side-by-side cars. Anytime they're side-by-side, they're great. Even better is the $50,000 to the winner. And best yet is you don't have to worry about points when you're running the King Demon. On the other hand, there are some people here, Mike Dunn, who have some things to worry about.
Yeah, and talking about points, our points leader in both Top Fuel and Funny Car currently not qualified. That's because in both their qualifying session, neither driver was able to get to the finish line under power. That's the key. Both of these teams have great cars, great combinations, but they got to get to the finish line under power. Now, we saw yesterday, first session, Ron Capps, he had problems on both runs. Breakage, left side of your screen there. Ron Capps blows an engine just before the finish line, doesn't get to the finish line under power. Then in the second session, right side of your screen, goes out there, looks like he might have broke something in the drive line, backfires a supercharger, he coasts the other end, not in the show. And then how about Melanie Troxel? In the first session for her, she went up there, got into a little bit of tire shake, smoked the tires, and had to shut off on the run. Now, last evening's session, this was key here. Andrew Cowan in the left-hand lane was out ahead of her. He blows up. The fire is big enough that the reflection off the wall, Melanie sees that and decides to lift on a run that would have got her in the show.
Yeah, but that actually turns out to be a fairly decent call, and one that even guys like Mike Dunn have made in the past.
Yeah, I made that mistake in the final round in Atlanta where the car caught on fire. Barry Dixon was doing a wheel stand in the other lane. The fire came in the cockpit, which I hadn't had happen in Top Fuel Drags before, so being an old funny car driver, I lifted. Ended up being the wrong move because the car probably would have went another couple hundred feet before the engine expired, which probably would have got me the win. Cost me the final round. Melanie, hopefully she'll get the run today, get it down the racetrack, and then she'll forget all about what happened on Friday night.
Yeah, but both Ron Capps and Melanie have to worry a little bit about the weather as well as getting in, or they may not have a chance. Let's go back to King Demon. Here is how it works. Pro Stock cars, the drivers earn points over the past 23 races during Pro Stock qualifying, and they take the top 8.
And here's the points coming into this race based on those 23 events. Greg Anderson had the best qualifying position for those 23 races, so he's number 1 all the way down to number 8. V Gaines, who right now has a very good car. He will run against Greg, but that's going to be a good matchup.
And before we get the King Demon underway, what's happened thus far in Pro Stock?
Well, we got to go back to last night, that run of Richie Stevens. We heard Dave Reef talk to him about it. What a pass by David Nickens and Richie Stevens. They said they were working on horsepower. They found the horsepower. 663, 207 miles per hour. The quickest run by a Hemi and a new track record to boot.
Now here is the lineup for the King Demon run, side-by-side racing.
This is the cream of the crop when you go here. Greg Anderson and V Gaines, Kurt Johnson against Richie Stevens, Jason Line and Alan Johnson, and Warren Johnson against Erica Enders. I can't wait.
Eight cars, 4 pair to start. Straight up eliminations. This is the King Demon Crown. $50,000 and the crown at the end of the run. Kurt Johnson and Richie Stevens are up first.
Boy, and let's talk about the weather. 61 degrees. You see the overcast, 71 grains, 86% humidity, much more moisture in the air than last evening. Probably going to slow the cars down just a little bit, but the track temperature, 74 degrees, is tight. That means they're going to be able to hook these cars up very well.
There's the winds as they come across the track, and fortunately they are fairly light. This is Kurt Johnson's 13th straight King Demon Crown start. For Richie, it's his 4th King Demon start.
What a matchup. Richie Stevens, we saw make that pass last night, that's 663. Obviously, Kurt Johnson can't take him lightly. David Nickens, his car owner, has really found some horsepower. Kurt Johnson, though, you can never count him out. He's a great racer. Right now, I think it's going to be all about getting the setup and getting those cars hooked up on the launch. Maybe a little staging duel here. Nobody wants to go in. There goes Richie. Guy's pretty much dead even off the start.
And it's Richie Stevens. Richie Stevens takes the win with a nice run over Kurt Johnson.
He runs a 667 to Kurt's 669. Now that's side-by-side pro stock racing the way we like to see it. Kurt Johnson had a slight advantage off the starting line, 2,000 of a second. That's basically dead even off the start for us drivers. But Richie Stevens, that horsepower through the middle of the racetrack and on the other end, pulls away and gets the win. Both cars saw a little wiggle early in the run, but straightened them right out, right down the middle of the racetrack.
And Dave Reef is standing by down at the starting area.
With David Nickens, how much concern did you have for the changing weather, the fact it's raining? You guys are pretty much the first cars out on the racetrack today.
Well, it's huge this morning. A great difference in the racetrack than it was last night. And, you know, Richie did a great job of driving the car. It started rattling the tires. He got right through it. So that shows that what a great driver he is.
Validation, too, that last night's second quickest run in history in qualifying is no fluke either.
So that'll bring up Jason Line and Alan Johnson. Jason, his second start ever in the King Demon. Alan's third appearance.
We talked about the fact that Jason Line just loves this racetrack, and you know, his teammate Greg Anderson never winning here in the national event here. He did win the King Demon once, but Jason just loves making runs here in Joliet.
Most of these guys love the track surface here. Well groomed, well kept. Red light.
Wow, by 2/1000 of a second, he missed it. Just Alan Johnson knew he had to get the jump off the starting line. Normally very good on the lights. Just missed it a little bit by 2/1000 of a second. That's not much, but doesn't matter. It's red. He's going home.
And so the win goes to Jason Line with a 669, 206 miles an hour. And remember, too, Mike, we're in the middle of third session of Pro Stock qualifying as we run this elimination.
Yeah, and really, I think right now the only one that's probably got to worry about that is Warren Johnson. He's your number 14 qualifier. Everybody else in the King Demon Crown race is 10th or better, and the conditions right now, like I said, are a little bit worse than they were last night. Some of the guys may be able to improve, but it's going to be tough.
I want you to drive this thing like you stole it. Let's go forward.
Drive it like you stole it.
Well, we've got communication set up, hopefully, with Erica.
Good. Right straight up. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Just a touch left. There you go. Right on up. Just a touch left again. Right on up. You look good. Right up. Right on up. Right on up. Right on up. Okay. Go ahead and set your brake pressure. Let's get set.
Heard them talking about setting that brake pressure. She sets the pressure about 300 pounds after they pre-stage that light, and then they roll it in with that 300 pounds and hold the button to basically hold the line lock. So when they smash on the throttle pedal, that 300 pounds of pressure on the front brakes holds the car from rolling through the lights. When they let off the clutch, it releases everything, lets the engine go to where it needs to go and start on down the racetrack.
Tommy Lee, a former Pro Stock driver on the line tour. Youth and exuberance, and old age and treachery would be the line. Boy, what Warren knows and what Erica wants to do. And it goes to Erica.
Yours. You went a 70. He went a 68. You went on a hole shot. Awesome job.
Couldn't say it any better than that. She wins on a hole shot with a 670, 205 miles an hour. And that was important to her. When I talked to her yesterday, she said, you know, with Warren sitting there and all of the history, all of the legacy that's there, this is a major moment in my life.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference. The last couple races, they've been struggling in elimination. She's been doing very well in qualifying, but that was a very good job by Erica. She had almost 0.04 of a second advantage, just under 0.04 of a second advantage over Warren, and obviously she needed it. Didn't run quite the ET that Warren did, but that advantage off the starting line got her to the finish line first and into the next round.
And here is Tommy Lee down on the starting line, the cheerleader there. How tough is it to keep Erica pumped up, or is she pretty focused?
Oh, she's pretty focused, you know. We got a little ritual. We try to throw a little joke in here and there, and, you know, drive this thing like you stole it, man. That's just a good scene.
It worked. Nicely done. Congratulations on to round 2.
Greg Anderson, his 4th consecutive King Demon Crown start, and V Gaines. Boy, this is going to be a major moment. See whether or not V Gaines can get in here. Anderson, of course, the top qualifier. And a red light. And already V Gaines is out of there. He knew he needed it, and he said that he wasn't that good on the tree this year.
Well, he's still not, because he red lighted him. He's been struggling. He's been getting beat on hole shots, so he wanted to raise his game. Obviously, he made a mistake and went red by 26 thousandths of a second. That's pretty blatant, but he knew he had to get the jump on Greg Anderson, and unfortunately, he just left a little too soon.
And Anderson was also worried about his starts as well, so he proved it there. Hey, Gary Gerould, I'll bet Erica is flying high.
Yes, indeed. She had a big smile when she jumped out of that car. A hole shot win always produces that, but I'm looking ahead. You've got Jason Line in the next round, and you and Jason have some history at this racetrack, because wasn't it a year ago when you were in your first ever Pro Stock final against him?
Yes, it was, and hopefully we can get him back this time. I think we owe him one, but we got some work to do when we get back to the pit. Obviously, we're a little bit slower on ET. Jason has lane choice, but that's not going to matter. See if we can put this Slammers Ultimate Milk Chevy Cobalt in the final of the King Demon Crown.
Good stuff. Keep it up.
So we have the quickest Pro Stock car field in history, and the King Demon Crown solidly underway. Anderson will have lane choice over Richie Stevens. And how about Erica? Well, Jason's going to have the lane choice. That's going to be tough. There is more qualifying yet to come from Route 66. Stay with us.
To me. No, take the
choice. And Casual Mail XL. Call 1-866-THINK-XL for stores and your free catalog offer.
And a nice look there in the office of David Grubnick. It's time for Top Fuel at Route 66 Raceway.
And let's go back to yesterday, session number 1. Morgan Lucas, Tony Schumacher. Tony Schumacher with a new car they put together in 7 days. That Brad Hammond chassis really worked. They're loving a 448 at 329 miles per hour. Then in session number 2 last night, Melanie Troxel against Andrew Cowan. Watch Andrew on the left side of your screen. He's going to erupt in a ball of flame. Melanie sees that, actually lives on a run that probably would have, or more than likely would have got her in the show. She runs a 479 at 229. Then J.R. Todd and Morgan Lucas. Watch J.R. Todd. He runs a 452 at 326, career best speed, and Morgan gets in the show with a 459. Then we have Doug Herbert and Joe Hartley. Doug Herbert runs low ET of the session, a 452. Makes a nice run right there. His team has that car really running well right now.
Yep, the big story right now is Melanie Troxel. She is not in this field. The Top Fuel points leader. Will she make it in? Conditions are excellent right now. Track temperature at 76 degrees. Air about 61. It's been steady at that. Just moments ago, Dave Reef caught up with Melanie.
Melanie, with an eye in the sky, how are you feeling?
Well, I think we're going to get this pass in here, but it's always nerve-wracking going into, the last day and possibly the last pass without being in the session. So, we're going to do our best just to stay optimistic about it and hope that we get down the track this pass.
You described last night's fire. You saw the flash, but the reason you stopped, the biggest flash you've ever saw, even bigger than any fire you had.
Absolutely. Andrew was out quite a bit on us, so that puts his fire even closer. And to be honest with you, I didn't see it in the direction of his lane. I saw it light up, reflect off of the white wall. I had shook out of the groove, was way over near the left wall, and then saw, the wall over there just light up brighter than it ever has when I've been on fire. So I thought we had a serious problem. Obviously got out of the throttle, got the car stopped as quick as I could, had no idea that it was Andrew in the other lane. And it's just an unfortunate turn of events, and we'll make the best of it.
Time to put the hat on. It's focus time.
Melanie Troxel certainly with a great deal to consider. Doug Coletta and Joe Hartley. And just a few minutes ago, it was Dave Grubnick and Hillary Will in this third session of Top Fuel qualifying on board Grubnick.
Wondering how the track conditions are? Well, we're going to see right here.
Well, good pass for Grubnick. That'll put him up to third overall, so he jumped up.
Yeah, moves him up to that number 3 position. He ties with Doug Herbert, 450 with a 7. Doug Herbert's number 2 because he ran slightly faster, 317 to David's 315. As you go on board with Hillary, she makes a nice run of 454, but her 453 from yesterday is her best run. As we look at the standings, Tony Schumacher up top of that 448. You see Doug and David right there, all the way down to Hillary Wills 453. On the other side, you have Larry Dixon with that 454 last night, all the way down to Scott Weiss on the bump with a 467.
And look there, Melanie Troxel, 19th, not yet in this field, the points leader. Back up at the starting line, Doug Coletta, 3 wins last 4 races.
And the hottest driver on the circuit. He likes the cool conditions. They talked to Ron Tolber. He says he can run good in any kind of condition right now. He's confident.
And for Coletta, that will move him up. Improves on his time, is now second quick. Moves from 4th up to 2nd with a 4:49. And for Hartley, moving up from 17th to 14th, that 4:61's a career best.
Good job by both teams, but Doug Coletta, Ron Tolbert really got that car running well. Remember in Atlanta when they ran them 440s on Eliminations Day to get that win? Just a great job. But watch Joe Hartley. Picks the front end up there. As he starts applying the clutch to the middle of the track, just kind of bounces that front end just a little bit, sachets a little bit, but still makes a nice run and gets in the show.
And remember, too, Andrew Cowan, that was who had the run against Melanie, had the engine problem. He is now the bump with a 465. Melanie still not in this field. And here comes Hot Rod Fuller and Scott Palmer. Hot Rod from in his early years in nearby Waukegan, Illinois, on Chicago's North Shore. Scott Palmer hasn't qualified for a race yet this year. Of course, we're with the NHRA at Chicago. Coverage tomorrow of the CarQuest Auto Parts Nationals. NHRA today at 11:30, and then the finals at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Don't forget Englishtown. 1 week, we're going to dedicate the entire qualifying show. Your questions, just log on to NHRA at ESPN.com. Finals are at 5 o'clock, just like it is written on your screen. Sorry about that. Let's go to Gary Gerould.
Doug Coletta, you're setting up there at the line. It's been kind of a wait-and-see process, but everybody knows the conditions are good for speed. Did you have an inkling that Ron Tolbert would have you set up that you could run on the 40s?
I tell you, Ron's been doing an awesome job with this car, and you know, he had a great tune-up for that run, and you know, the track conditions here are usually great. So with the conditions we got this weekend, so far so good.
This guy is on a major roll right now.
Doug Coletta. I'll tell you what, he has just had a remarkable season the last several races. We want to show you the points. And how will it change if Melanie doesn't make it in?
Well, if Melanie doesn't qualify and Doug Coletta is able to go ahead and win, you get 100 points for winning, so he would leave here with the points lead.
That's Hot Rod Fuller. Short guy, really stocky, very athletic. Runner-up here last year.
Quick note, guys, on Lee Beard, the tuner for Hot Rod Fuller, the fastest funny car in this facility's history, 333 miles an hour by Whit Bazemore, tuned by Lee Beard. You know, Lee Beard is not one of the shy guys when it comes to tuning a race car. He's going to give Hot Rod Fuller probably a 440 pass. We'll see how it sticks to the racetrack.
Palmer's career best, the 463, so he'd have to run that to make it into this field right now, and not going to do it. Fuller, on the other hand, with a 451, 327 miles an hour, moves up into 5th place. Palmer still not in this field, and he's going to have to step up if he wants to be. Cowan still the bump at 465, and Melanie Troxel is next in line.
Well, the good news for Melanie is we talk about the track conditions. Not only is the track giving these cars great elapsed times and big time speed, but it's very forgiving. In other words, a lot of cars going down the racetrack. That is key, because that's what Melanie, like we talked about, needs to do. Get this car down the racetrack from A to B, because we know she makes enough horsepower. If it does that, she will get in the show.
And take a look, though. Track temp, nice down Temperature comfortable, air temperature a little cooler. It's been hovering right around 60 degrees. Melanie Troxel, points leader, not qualified. Conditions are right.
They're absolutely perfect for her right now. Track, like I said, is very forgiving. We saw a little bit of tire smoke at the hit of the throttle last evening, but hardly any smoke in that shake area, which is critical.
Route 66 is a track that is always very well groomed. Just a slight bump. For Ben Marshall, it's a new top fuel car. He's the test driver, at least for this weekend, for Team Coletta, because Brady Calavito had a family emergency and had to head back home.
Yeah, actually Ben's a test driver for Team Coletta. This team came out, the new one. Brady Calavito was going to drive for it, but the family emergency took him away. Ben Marshall went over there, or they actually came over and asked Ben if he'd be available. Troy Buff is the driver that's supposed to be driving this thing. He was going to get his license. He raced the top alcohol dragster, but with the rain in Topeka the Monday after, he wasn't able to make the required runs to get his license upgraded. Are you keeping up with this, Paul?
I am.
So basically, Ben Marshall's over there now. He got the opportunity, but he had to get it okay from Conrad because he has other job duties over there as far as hospitality and marketing. And Connie said, sure, go ahead, kid, have some fun this weekend. And he's got to thank him for that because right now he's in a nice top field drag.
And you couldn't get to Conrad fast enough. But the real story is Melanie Troxel. Will she make it in? Everything is working in her favor right now. There was a question that the weather would be open enough to get even these qualifying runs in.
I almost got to believe only a mechanical problem will keep her out. Track conditions are really good. I'd be surprised if they miss the setup.
.455, that will put 19th into the field in 10th place. So she is in, but in the bottom half.
But the key word there is she's in. I mean, when you're out there outside looking in, you want to make sure you get qualified. I'm sure that basically Richard Hogan said, let's get this thing down the racetrack. Had good numbers early in the run, but then towards the finish, you're going to see some cylinders going out on the left side of your screen right there. Slowed the car down a little bit, but she had enough early momentum to get her into that show. Watch her pick the front end up. Looked like it bobbled the tire just a little bit and then drove right through it. She's charging 274 miles per hour at the 8th, but then right after that, the cylinder went out, slowed her down a little bit, but still good enough to get in the show.
So Melanie Troxel is in the field. That has to be an incredible relief because with the weather conditions constantly changing here, there was a worry that last night's qualifying would have been the end of everything. It was raining when we arrived at the track. It's rained off and on, but it's cleared enough for Melody to make it into this field. Look at that sky, though. There's still the possibility of rain here. It comes and it goes. We're about 30 miles south and west of the Chicago Loop, not far from the Joliet State Prison, famous for the Blues Brothers.
Down at the starting line with a much happier Richard Hogan, who just jokingly told me that if they didn't qualify, he wasn't giving me an interview. Well, here he is. You guys are safely in. How ginger the tune-up right there, and how happy are you right now?
That was just a wild guess. We're so screwed up this week, I just threw a different combination at it and see if we can get away with it.
What do you mean wild guess? Come on, you guys get paid to do this.
Well, it's still a guess sometimes. Oh, it is.
Come on.
It is.
So it was pretty difficult.
Clutch program, everything. Engine combination, the whole deal this morning just to try a different way to do it and got away with it.
You pretty happy to see this weather hold off?
Yeah, very happy.
Go celebrate a little bit as we go down to the far end with Gary Gerould.
Your crew chief, Melanie, is saying it was a wild guess. That doesn't do a lot to inspire driver's confidence, does it?
Well, I think that's why he doesn't tell me a whole lot before we go up there, because it's just better not knowing. But, you know, we hate going into that third session not being in like that. That's such a huge relief off for everybody with the Skullshine team. Evan's out here this weekend, and we have so many great companies that stand behind us that you hate to take a chance leading the points not to get in. But for Matco Tools, Gates, Belts, and Hoses, Valspar, everybody that stands behind this team, we're in the show. I think that's solid, so now we can go out and work on that race day setup.
Number 10 at the moment.
And there's Mike Strauss Rosberg, his career best, 462. He runs a 466, and that will not get him in the field, even though it improved him a couple of positions. He jumped from 20th up to 18th. Bradshaw now the bump with a 464. So the monkey is at least off Melanie's back for the moment. The question remains Ron Capps. Funny car points leader is still not in. Back at the CarQuest Auto Parts Nationals at the Route 66 Speedway. Here comes Brandon Bernstein with a couple of wins this year, and Scott Wise.
Brandon Bernstein uncharacteristically in that number 14 qualifying position. Only ran a 461 last evening. This car's really been running very well. That number's not indicative of what they could do. Obviously, crew chief Tim Richards right there. He's going to try to step this thing up and at least get in the top half of the field. Right now, he's got to run quicker than a 453 with a 9 to do that. And this car is more than capable of running that kind of number.
Bernstein is in at 14. Scott, who DNQ'd the last race, is not in. He sits at 20th, and he has to beat that 464. Position 16 currently occupied by Bradshaw.
This is a car that is capable of getting in the show. It's ran some times in the high 450 range, but they struggle from time to time. They've got a 467 best coming in here this week, and they're going to have to step it up just a little bit to get in the show.
Whoa. Brandy gets all over the place, and Scott gets a fire. And who knows what's on the track now. No change for either one, of course, with those runs.
Wow, and that was a surprise. We were talking about the track being so forgiving. The fact that Tim Richards and Brandon Bernstein went out there and spun the tires, probably shook it a little bit in that right-hand lane. You know, they've had such a good handle on that car up to this race. That is a big surprise.
A couple of different views for you.
Let's see if we can tell what happens. The car launches here. Yep, you see it go in the tire shake, the back end washes out, and it just gets loose, just loses that contact on that big Goodyear tire, and it just can't grip. Even as good as the track is here at Chicago, it's just not going to hold when you're trying to put 7,000 horsepower, and that tire is cupped on the bottom like that when it starts shaking. The right side of your screen, look at Scott Wise. I mean, that thing had cylinders out, and then it starts pushing head gaskets out, and then all kinds of fire and oil, and unfortunately, you know, it's bad news and bad news. I mean, he blows it up, and he didn't get in the show.
Here's what it looks like on board. We kind of jumped through that. So, as we continue in Top Fuel, joining us now is Greg Anderson. Greg, how are you?
I'm doing great, guys. Still alive.
Yeah, cool. And you're looking pretty good in King Demon. You'll take Stevens on next.
Yeah, we take on that big mighty Mopar. He ran awful good last night. We know what kind of competitor he is, what kind of driver he is. So I got my hands full, no doubt about it. I've got a great race car this weekend. My Summit Pontiac's flying. We had to make an engine change to Jason. His wasn't quite running up to par, so we swapped the bullet out in it. And thanks to Mother Nature, looks like we got her done in plenty of time, and we'll be ready.
It looks like you guys could come up with an all-team final here if it works right.
Well, that's certainly how we've dreamt it to be, but we got two tough competitors in our way. We're just going to have to go out and do our job if we can turn this party down.
Yeah, Greg, I noticed you got lane choice against Richie Stevens. Does that make a big difference, do you think, at this racetrack?
You know, Mike, I'd like to think it does, at least psychologically, but so far it's proven that it really doesn't matter. We've got a great racetrack out there. Both lanes are wonderful. It's kind of either feast or famine in these conditions, Mike. You either just set the world record or you shake the tires, and it's a very, very fine line, so you got to be careful not to go over the edge. And he did great last night. We did good this afternoon. I'll bet we'll both do good here in a little bit.
And be interesting to see. Thanks very much for joining us, Greg. Jason, who has wins here, and Greg, who does not. Sorry about that, buddy. Okay, I can't go in that pit ever again, but so what? You know, what can you say? It's Route 66 Raceway. We'll be back.
The NBA fight.
There's Morgan Lucas, who had a top alcohol dragster win here in 03.
In the lane, there's Tony Schumacher coming off that #1 qualifying run from yesterday. 4:48, #1 qualifying, 5-9 events this season, but he has 0 wins, Paul.
And for Tony Schumacher, though, this track has been very, very kind. We take you back to the fall race last year. Schumacher, right side of your screen. And for Tony Schumacher, that set the record 4:43 with a 7.
Tony Schumacher brought out this well, actually not a brand new race car. They took and cut the back half and the front half off, took the driver compartment, shipped it off to Brad Hammond, put a new front half and a back half on, and when doing so, they actually moved the engine position, moved it a little bit farther forward, because we've seen the problems that this team has had with smoking the tires and shaking. Crew Chief Alan Johnson thought, well, that maybe this will help that tire work a little bit better with the way he runs the race car. So far, I mean, he made a great run yesterday in the first session. He was on a decent run last night, and then something broke before the finish line. Morgan Lucas right now, we've seen in the past couple races, been hurting a lot of parts, but he looked clean yesterday. He ran that 4:59 to give him the number 12 position. Right now, they're going to try to step up and get in the top half of the field.
In fact, when he ran that number 12, he bumped Melanie Troxel out, but she is back in the field. Schumacher with a 4:44 with a 7. What a year he's had for sub 450s. Coming in 4 of 6 races. Ties for the 6th quickest run in history for Schumacher. Morgan Lucas with a 4:58 with a 9.
What a pass for that team. I almost thought I saw the thing start to put a cylinder out, but obviously to run those kinds of numbers, that thing was hooked up all the way down the racetrack. Right at this point, I thought I saw a little bit of funny flame, but obviously I was mistaken. He went 279 miles per hour at the 8th mile. I'm sure it hit the rev limiter on the other end, slowed it to only 327. Otherwise, that car was capable without the rev limiter of running over 335 miles per hour. No telling what he would have ran if that thing hadn't been on there.
And both were improvements for Schumacher and Lucas, but neither one moved. Schumacher, of course, top qualifier. They're the best times out of the session with that 4:44 that we just saw. That was terrific. Nice going, Tony. Let's go to Gary Gerould.
Yeah, I knew it. Tony Schumacher, are we finding the consistency? Brand new race car here. Alan Johnson took the front half, the back half off, put together a new Hadman chassis, and you're a rocket.
It's going great. Last night was another outstanding run. It moved over to the inside, and I had to shut it off, unfortunately. But this Army car's back, man. You know, going twice in a row, I was pretty excited. But 3 times, man, we're definitely got something figured out here. And the Army team, these guys don't fail, you know. Once we get it figured out, this is going to be a very consistent race car. I don't think there's anyone out there that'll doubt that. So, but for all the people, this is my hometown, you know, my grandma Schumacher back at home. Praying for me to win this race, man. We're gonna try to win this one for you. And Chris Dorado, sorry about the passing of your father yesterday, but our prayers are with you, man.
Thanks.
Chris, PR guy for the U.S. Army effort in this. Tony comes from nearby Long Grove, Illinois, so another Chicagoland area guy. Still 76 degrees track temperature. Air temperature is still hovering around 60, and the winds are very light. So if you want to run a record, this is an opportunity. Schumacher just showed that it can be done. David Baca and Corey McClanahan.
Yeah, the teams love the cloud cover for what it does to the track. We don't want it getting too thick when it starts to get that rain, though. But right now, the track conditions are great. Corey Mack, he's feeling awfully good lately. That even though he's got a couple cracked ribs that they actually found last week when his doctor saw the replay, said, "Come on in." Yeah, he said,
from the accident at Bristol. Yeah, they find him now.
Yeah, and there really isn't a whole lot they can do with him. He's just you know, bearing with the pain. He's been doing it for the last few races, so he said he'll probably heal in another, you know, 6 weeks or so, and he'll be good to go.
Corey Mack, left of the screen. Baca with a 450. Corey Mack with a 455 for Baca, career best ever speed, and that will move Baca from 13th up to 3rd, so he gets up in the top half of the field. Corey Mack stays where he was at 11th.
Wow, great job by David Baca and the team. His crew chief Rick Hinkleman put a great tune-up on it. Yesterday they were shut off in the first session, came back last night, ran a 4:59, and then stepped it up right here, a 450 to over 331 miles per hour. Nice job.
Yeah, that car got to be a handful as it came up to the top end, though. Nice run. So Baca is now in third place, and we have seen a lot of movement up in these last couple of runs of session 3. We'll be back. Raceway, some light sprinkles of rain. Rain has moved in and out of the Chicago area throughout the day and has a lot of the racers here on edge. But if you're going to have rain, this would be the facility to do it. As Rick Stewart says, we got a little rain coming down because it is a wonderful, wonderful facility, both for the fans and for the teams. Let's go to Gary Gerould.
David Baca making a little change there in the
teaching my son. Teaching my son, baby. Got to bring it up the next generation. Bring up
How about this? You're number 3 right now. It's a 50 and at 331 plus miles per hour. Have you found something here?
Hey, you know what? This old group's starting to get it there, Gary. I tell you, 331's good for us. We've been real close to that 330 number. You know, this thing went out there. It has a little bit more in it. This is one great racetrack. Raindrops are coming down. Number 3 right on Mach 1. Hey, CSK Pro Shops, TBE, National Tire.
He's so excited he can't even come up with
battery. I'm sorry, guys. Alan, where's my script? Thank you, Gary.
All right.
At least you know he's happy. So with light rain coming down, let's go. Well, we were going to go back up to the starting line for a moment. The fans, though, they sense that the rain is going to get a little heavier. And so now they head down at least to get under the grandstand, maybe get another cold drink and a dog. Let's go to Dave Reef.
Down with Ron Capps, one thing Ron doesn't want to see on the windshield or on the side of tow vehicles, or for that matter on the windshield of his funny car, is these raindrops that are coming down. How much anxiety does this bring on extra?
Well, it's a lot, you know, but what are you going to do? I'm riding the track with my wife, and she's used to me being just aggravated, you know, stuff like this, but you can't control it. And we had some parts breakage yesterday, and just things that happen, and they just happen to happen the 2 days we needed to get in the show here. And it's unfortunate, but, you know, the Brute guys are grace under pressure, and if the rain will stop again, it's been touch and go, we'll be okay. I'm not that worried.
What's going on with the car this weekend?
Well, we broke the reverser last night, but the first run we had an internal problem with the motor that broke, and we think that it may have fractured something in the reverser. We're not sure. It had, you know, 40 runs on it, and you keep an eye on this stuff a lot. Everybody looks at everything real close, but he got out there right where at this track especially, the motor's coming down and trying to lock up with the clutch, and it's the utmost load that the cars see at half track, and that's when it decides to let go. And so we had a couple boomers. You know, it's just part of the deal. I've learned to just not worry about it, and that's all we can do.
Did have one personnel change everybody has noticed. Has that had an impact on this team?
No, not at all. In fact, the guys that were doing clutch, you know, Ed was a great guy with our team, and obviously we're going to miss having him around, but you know, he trained his people well, and the parts that broke, I mean, it's just stuff that happens, and I got the utmost confidence in this crew. It's you know, I'm trying to be a leader, so to speak, with these young guys, and inside I'm trying to bottle up this anxiety that we just need to get in the show. If we can get one more run, I'm sure we'll get in. It's just I'm trying not to make them nervous by showing my nervousness.
Ron Capps, of course, on pins and needles in the Ed. He refers to Ed Saraska's former clutch guy. Little incident behind the scenes. He's been let go, has actually resurfaced as doing the clutch now on Doug Herbert's Top Fuel team.
And it's hard to find a good clutch guy, you know, and that could be critical because that car's been very, very consistent, and the clutch guy is very critical at making the car consistent, making sure that that thing goes in there consistently. He's also the guy that puts that reverser in there. You know, Ron said it didn't have any effect on it, just something that they missed, but, you know, it kind of makes you wonder.
And Ron sits in there with Ed McCullough in the driver's seat. The rain is coming down. You occasionally can see it drop past through the camera view, and you certainly can see it on the windshield of the vehicle. Rain. We don't want that word. Rick. Rick, don't do that. So will they get it dried out? Will Ron Capps get his shot? The points leader in Funny Car is worried. Now what's he putting in there?
Jesse James and Frank James, Billy Kid, all the rest. Supposed to be some bad cats out there in the West. Get your mojo humming.
So available on ESPN2 HD. Well, weather continues to be a factor at the Route 66 Raceway in Chicago, Illinois. Melanie Troxel is in, but now the rains come down, and that puts more and more of the issue right squarely on Ron Capps, the points leader, who is not yet in this qualifying field, and time is literally running out. If it continues to rain, we don't have a couple of sessions. Boy, he's cooked.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, his nerves have got to be going crazy because I've been in that position before. Right now is the worst part. If he gets the run and once that engine starts, it's going to be the calmest he's going to have been all day long because then he knows at least he's in control of his own destiny. He's going to get that run. So right now, all he's thinking about is rain, stop, so I can get that run and at least get a shot at qualifying.
Well, here's part of the good news for Ron Capps. He has the backing of an incredible individual. Ed the Ace McCullough is the crew chief on that team. He's got plenty of experience behind the wheel himself, and right now is with Gary Gerould.
Well, obviously, as this weather lingers, the concerns mount for Ace McCullough, Ron Capps, and a team that is not yet in the show. You've been down this weather road, I'm sure, many, many times in your career. Any secrets to handling it and trying to keep the anxiety and apprehension at a minimum?
Well, you know, it's one of those things. I mean, and it just, you know, goes back. The first run down the racetrack is a very important run, you know, and obviously the second is more so, especially if you have weather coming. And, I mean, we failed on both attempts yesterday, and here we've got the weather, and, I mean, we're on the outside looking in. So hopefully the weather will break and we'll get another shot at it.
What are your nerves like in a situation like this?
Well, I mean, it's, you know, I didn't sleep good last night. I mean, I can tell you that. I mean, I was awake at 4 o'clock and, you know, wondering, you know, what happens, what did we do, what have we changed, what's different. I've gone back through run after run after run, and I mean, there's really nothing different. I mean, yesterday, the first run, we had a problem with the engine, and, you know, we lost that run. Then we came back, the thing was going okay, and it broke a reverser. Well, when it breaks a reverser, the engine goes, you know, to 9,500, and it throws the rods out of it, and we obviously lost that run. So, I mean, there was parts failure there, and, I mean, it's one of those things, and, you know, our bubble didn't burst, it exploded.
What do you do as the chief and leader of this team to keep your driver, your crew members, and everybody from getting too antsy?
Well, there's nothing we can really do. I mean, everybody's on pins and needles. I mean, you know, as we all are. You know, we just have to, you know, knuckle down and look and double check our stuff and make sure that when we drag it up there to this next run that everything's right and the way it should be, and it'll go down the racetrack.
I have to ask you about a personnel change that's been made since we saw you all in Topeka. Your clutch man has now gone over to the Herbert camp. When something like this happens in the middle of a season when you're #1 in points, is it unsettling to this team?
Well, not really. I mean, the media makes too big a play out of this. I mean, there's things that happen within these teams that really needs to just sort of stay amongst the teams. And, I mean, I know you're doing your job by asking the question, but it's really nobody's business what goes on. So I'd just as soon not talk about it.
And we'll certainly respect that. Thank you. Hopefully that the weather improves and you can get rid of some of those anxieties.
Well, hopefully we'll go out there, go down the racetrack, be in the show, and race tomorrow.
It sounds so simple.
Don't know what's more frustrating as Wayne Dupuy and I share some time down here on the starting line, the fact that it just spits and doesn't just rain or start or stop.
Yeah, right. It just keeps on drizzling. We're really not getting wet, but it won't stop and it won't start, and it's just not going to let us make any runs right now. But it should let us make a couple runs here in a bit. We'll just wait and see and wait it out.
Is it putting a damper on your weekend? You guys have been so solid. #4 qualifier, got a 450 out of the gate, a 452. Does it bother you much, though?
A little bit, not too bad, but you know, the 450 he shut it off a little early, and the 452 he shut it off a little earlier, you know, and it showed like it was going to run some 449. So that's what we're trying to do, is just get another solid run underneath us.
We were just talking about how this season has progressed for this team, and you just told a great story about all the odds that this team has overcome.
Yeah, it's amazing, you know, and my injury and different team members going, and it's just we're starting to get the team together, and you know, my injury's getting better. I'm probably about 85–90% right now, and I'm feeling a lot better and starting to do a lot more things. But the tire, and you know, it was just frustrating, you know, not be able to test and just trying to get it all together, you know.
This is a team that started the year with 12 hard card credentials. They came here with 2. You've got a new hard card credential standing back over your shoulder here. Ed Saraskis is a clutch guy. What does he bring to this team?
Yeah, Big Ed. You know, he brings some experience, and you know, he does the clutch excellent, and I'm glad to have him. And you know, we're trying to build a group here, and hopefully we get it built pretty soon and start winning some races and be a threat, you know, out there like we were at the end of last year. See if we can do it.
Hopefully this rain goes away, as we wish you the best of luck today.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Let's talk to Ed Saraskis real quick. Eddie, wearing some new colors here. We're used to seeing you wear the Brood Green. Little change of flavor. What happened?
I think competition gets the best of you in some circumstances, and we had a very good outing at Topeka. And unfortunately, I had an issue with another crew member, and Ace made a decision to better the team. And there's really no hard feelings. You know, there may be some hard feelings over there. I don't know. Me and Ron have talked about it. There's no problems. There's no issues. Ace is still my hero. He always will be. He's a great guy. Whoever, you know, can benefit that team, Ace has to do it. And I wish him the best.
You're certainly doing a good job over here so far. Wayne Dupuis just told me that.
So obviously some interesting interaction between the teams going on there. IndyCar Series, Texas Motor Speedway, the IRL. The event is the Bombardier Learjet 500. Roger Penske's 2 cars and Chip Ganassi's are up towards the front. I'll tell you what, it always develops into a great finish, and the coverage will be on ESPN 9 o'clock tonight. How about Pro Stock Motorcycle? They battled some crosswinds. We start with the Session 1.
And we got Antron Brown and Chip Ellis. Chip Ellis right side of your screen. Both riders looking to get that 6-second run. Chip Ellis comes oh so close, a 7:01 at 189. His career best ET. Antron Brown with a 7:11. Then in Session 3, well, we see it. Once again, Chip Ellis, Antron Brown. Ellis right side of your screen. And guess what? He does it. 698, 188 miles per hour, the second quickest run ever.
You can imagine how happy he was when he got to Gary.
Well, Chip Ellis, we knew the conditions were just right. Did you have a hunch that you might be able to become the second rider ever to get under 7? And with a third time, we've had one of these marks. This was a 698.
Man, I'll tell you, Gary, I owe it all to this SNS power. George Bryce, George Smith, Mac Tools. I just wanted to make a good lap, man. I knew the bike was capable of running in the 6s, and I never actually ever thought about it. I knew if I just made a good lap, the motorcycle was capable. And, man, it's awesome. It's great. You know, we ran some 690s in testing, and to come out here and do it is pretty awesome.
You got another opportunity with a 4th and final session coming up later if the weather holds. Can you improve on that?
I mean, anything's possible, you know. That was pretty awesome. The 698 out here is pretty fast. It's a little bit of a crosswind, but, man, like I said, SNS, Mac Tools, George Bryce, George Smith, Big Ken Johnson, I'm doing this for him. You know, last year at this race, he wasn't here because he lost his leg, and he's back. We're back. We're going to get her done.
Why not get greedy? Go for some more here. Huh?
Thanks, buddy. Thank y'all. Thanks, Powerade.
Oh, yeah, Chip has been incredibly stout here.
I thought you had to ride a funny bike to go.
And how about John Force? If Ron Capps doesn't make it into this field, then John Force has a reason to smile because he's going to take a nice jump in the points. If the weather holds, Capps might make it in, though. So Mother Nature is playing into this thing for Ron Capps. Well, here at Chicago, with Saturday rain sweeping through the area, gives us a chance to take a look at some extra footage and coverage from the Friday night qualifying. Pro Stock Motorcycle, Matt Gudera and Michael Phillips.
So far, Karen Stouffer has the best ET of the session, 708. Conditions we've talked about are very good out there right now. Key is getting that horsepower hooked up to, just like the fuel cars. They still have, I mean, they, you know, the bikes aren't going to go out there and smoke the tires, but they can lose elapsed time if they spin too hard early or if they bog the engine on the launch.
7:11 for Matt and a 7:10 for Michael Phillips. Moves him to 9th and to 10th. Phillips 9th, Gudera 10th. Let's go to Gary Gerould.
Well, J.D. Tonglet, you're on a 7:13, and right now you just got bumped out of the field. Did you ever believe you'd be seeing these kinds of numbers for these bikes?
Well, the bikes are getting faster and faster each year, and that's what we need. But I mean, it's kind of heartbreaking that we're on the outside the bump right now. But you know what? We'll get this Screaming Eagle Vance and Irons Harley Davidson tuned up for tomorrow, and we'll see what happens.
Tell us about the wind conditions.
It's a little windy out there. I felt it a few times. It kind of laid over a little bit in the run, but that might have scrubbed off a little bit. But we'll get it in there tomorrow.
All right. Wish you well. Thanks.
And now the question, Mike Dunn, is do we see a run in the sixes?
Well, like we talked about before, the conditions are right, but, you know, getting the setup on these things is very critical. I mean, you have to have the horsepower. You got to get the jetting right, with, you know, with the good air. You want to get enough fuel in there, and you got to get the setup right. You got to get that bike to launch hard early, I mean, we can definitely see it, but it's going to have to be, you know, what we call a perfect run. Everything's going to have to be just right.
And if it comes, it might come from Andrew Hines.
He's done it before.
Not this time. 7:03 at 190 miles an hour for Andrew Hines to a 7:10. Bradford, at least that's going to put him in 9th and Hines up into 2nd place. NHRA in Chicago, Illinois this weekend. It's the CarQuest Auto Parts Nationals. Our coverage on Sunday with NHRA today, 11:30 in the morning, and then the finals at 5 o'clock in the evening Eastern Time. And don't forget, next Saturday in Englishtown, New Jersey, we'll dedicate our entire qualifying show to your questions. So send us those questions. Your favorite drivers and crew chiefs will give you the answers. NHRA at ESPN.com. Antron Brown. And beside him will be Marco Andriano. Brown, of course, the winner at Atlanta. Marco's qualified fairly well, but he's had some red light problems this year. Antron with a 7:07. And Marco a 7:13 at 183 miles an hour. Antron Brown up to 3rd place. Let's go to Gary Gerould.
Checking in here with Andrew Hines, who moves up to number 2 in qualifying. Terrific run at 0:03. But, of course, chasing that Suzuki U.S. Army team has been a handful thus far this year. Do you feel like you're gaining on them, Andrew?
Yeah, this Screaming Eagle team is making some improvements. You know, we're starting to show a little bit of improvement here and there. It's giving me some pretty good confidence going into each qualifying day and each race day. We're just trying to go out here and win some rounds for this Screaming Eagle Vance & Hines team. And we're in Joliet, Illinois. It's real close to Harley Davidson, so we got a bunch of people down here.
What is the likelihood that somebody can get into the 6s before this weekend's over?
It's very likely. The weather conditions are optimum for it, and we just need this headwind to turn around. That'd make a lot of people go in the 6s.
Yeah, crosswind, headwind, it's working against them, definitely, Paul.
And here is Angel Sampey and Joe DeSantis. They are 8th and 9th, respectively, at the moment.
Joe DeSantis, 64 years of age, actually won a modified eliminator 32 years ago with a 4-speed. Now he's on the bikes trying to get his first pro stock motorcycle win. Had a good run the first session, but right now it's all on Joe.
Yeah, but you get an idea there maybe of Joe what the crosswind does. Did a little lean off to his left. The wind would be coming from right to left as you look at it right now. Angel now has the quickest Suzuki. She moved up to 3rd from 8th with that run. Yeah, look how much the camera bounces way down the track. That's the wind moving it around.
You know, being a straight crosswind, look at it, boy, look at Joe Evinrude lean that bike on the other end as we take a look at Angelle launching off the starting line. Remember, you look at her, wow, yeah. She really had to move around to keep that bike going straight. Now she's got it going pretty good through the middle. Now the wind's going to catch her, you know. Basically, the bike launched and moved around. She did a great job of handling that, and then she had to deal with the wind down track, and she still makes a very good run.
There's that wind for you. She fought the bike at the start and the wind at the finish. Chip Ellis and Matt Smith. Chip Ellis with a 7:06 to a 7:09 for Matt Smith, and that gives Ellis continued dominance as the top qualifier. Let's go up to the top end, Gary Gerould.
Well, here's the U.S. Army team that has dominated the first 4 events this year, and Angelle Sampey has 3 of the victories. Antron Brown has the other one. You jumped up to the number 3 spot, gained 5 positions in qualifying, but tell us about an adventure, because they said your bike was kind of all over the racetrack.
My bike has been all over the racetrack for every single race, and we've been winning, so if that means we're going to win, then let it be all over the racetrack. We always get it worked out on Sunday, and that's all that matters, is that these U.S. Army Suzukis are going straight on Sunday, and my team's doing an awesome job at getting that done, and we have lots of sponsors here this weekend. This is our home track with Schumacher Racing here, so Matco Tools, Gates Belts and Hoses, Trichicon, everybody that supports us. We got to give you some thumbs up, guys. Thanks.
Absolutely. Antron, a quick word with you. When we're talking about that sharp crosswind and basically a headwind, how much does it unsettle the bike, and how important the lane you're in, how does it impact?
It's very important, especially on these 2 wheels. We don't have 4 wheels to keep us stable, and we're all just trying to do the best job we can to keep them straight, stable, and smooth, and get ET, because look at this class. I mean, from a 03 to a 10 is your top 12 people. So
quickest in the history of the sport.
So we're just got to keep it tight, and this U.S. Army team is going to be all right for all the soldiers over there. So we're just going to get back, work hard, and dig deep, and see what we can do tomorrow.
All right, and I think Dave Reef's about ready to glean some knowledge from George Bryce.
You bet, the man who tunes up Chip Ellis's bike along with Ken Johnson. And George, we saw 7:01 earlier. A lot of us got greedy here thinking maybe we'd see another 6-second pass tonight, but no go. How come?
Well, the wind is really blowing hard right now, and sometimes when it gets cold, you get a little bit out of your window of tunability, and we don't test in these kind of conditions, and I really didn't think we would go a lot faster because of the wind, but I heard Chip just barely fuzz the rev limiter a little bit, and I saw that Matthew didn't take off good. It was hard to watch both of them at once right then, but it's cold, and we run good when it's hot. So if it warms up a little bit, it'd be good for us. But hey, we're still #1 qualifier. Thanks, guys.
Still opportunities tomorrow as well.
We are back live with you now, and a shot of the sky. It's been so frustrating here. The rain comes. NHRA throws all of its assets at the quarter mile, trying to get it dry about the time they do, and the rain has stopped, then here it comes again. So they've not yet made decisions about what they're going to do with the rest of the day, but if we get any more after we go off the air with you here, then it'll be updated later on ESPN2, and of course tomorrow on NHRA Today at 11:30 in the morning in the East. Now we want to give you some updated standings. Again, note through 3 sessions in Pro Stock Motorcycle, that amazing run by Chip Ellis. There are 9 V-twins in this field, which just happens to be the quickest Pro Stock Motorcycle field ever. So the potential certainly is here for some really great racing, Mike.
Yeah, and you can see some great runs. Karen Stouffer, 7:08. She's been very consistent this year, all the way down to Gino Scali with that record-breaking bump spot of 7:11 on the Suzuki.
So changing conditions at Chicago and the Route 66 Raceway, and it's driving a lot of people, especially Ron Capps, really nuts. But the race fans, they will stick in with it. They will stay. They are amazing people. And when we return, we'll have a chance to talk with one of the most popular racers in the sport, 3-time Top Fuel champion, Shirley Muldowney. There she is. Well, as you can see, they're making every effort they can to get this track going again. And from the grandstands, a surprising number of people considering the cold breezes and the wind here. And you got to give them credit that both the NHRA hangs in there and so do the fans. Let's talk with a legend now. We go to Gary Gerould.
Paul, we talk about legends of the sport, and without question, this woman qualifies on all counts. We do not use the term legends loosely when you're talking about Shirley Muldowney. The championships, the pioneering way you broke through, you dominated Top Fuel. It's great to see you at the racetrack, and even though it's a rainy, drizzly day and everybody's kind of saying, oh, we want to see cars on the racetrack, you're out here signing autographs for these many, many fans. You still get a thrill from that, and the contact and the action and the love that is shown to you and the respect. We're in awe of that. How about you?
Well, so am I. Fans have had I've had a nice following my whole career. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't change a thing. They've been pretty good to me. In fact, the fans made it possible for me to stay in the sport when we were unsponsored from '91 till 2000. So it says a lot for the fans.
You wear the pink, of course, the Strivectin colors for Dave Grubnick. Your husband, Ron Tobler, is the crew chief for Doug Coletta. Hillary Will is kind of an offshoot of the Coletta camp. You've got ties to so many people in Top Fuel. How do you handicap them thus far into the season?
Well, you know, when you think about it, I'm up on the starting line, and it's kind of hard for me to lose. I can root for a lot of people, but and they're all good cars. It's quite a stable that Conrad Coletta has going. And just if you could just see what happens during the week, very impressive, even to me. You know, but actually, I just stand up on the starting line, and I'm still in very much awe of these cars. I still get that feeling when they fire. It hurts a little bit not to be competing, but I see it from a different perspective now. So I'm able to root from the starting line and see a win from the starting line. Quite different.
Obviously, frequently the question comes up about the gender and the females being involved, and now you're seeing the success of Melanie Troxel, Erica Enders as a blooming star, Hillary Will, whom we've mentioned, and the list grows, it seems like, every season. Do you get a special sense of satisfaction when you see them achieving accomplishments now in this very difficult competitive sport?
It is difficult, and it is very competitive. But yes, I do get a kind of a nice feeling to know that I may have had something to do with that, or may have made it easier for all young racers to come into the sport today. I'd like to think that, you know, I made some kind of a difference there, but it's very impressive to watch these young people, especially the ladies, and go out there and be #1 qualifier. And Erica with her reaction times, very impressive. And Hillary, she's moving along up through the ranks. She's with a wonderful team. Ken Black is going to make sure that she has everything she needs, and Jim Oberhofer is going to make sure that it's set up right. So I don't worry about the ladies. I do go up there and my heart does flutter when Doug Coletta comes to the starting line, because there is not another car out there that has that special spot in my heart like Doug. You know, it's my husband's car, and I know that Doug has the best there is. You know, I want to see him win a championship. That is my goal for this year, at the end of this year.
It's always great to spend a couple of minutes with you, and we love your presence at the racetrack. Thank you so much.
Love being here. Thank you very much. And we like having you as well.
I appreciate that. Paul?
And Gary, I'll tell you what else is great to see is just follow her through the crowd and see how warmly she is received. The great Shirley Muldowney. And speaking of greatness, still as a work in progress, how about Richie Stevens? Hey, Richie, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. The rain not helping anything today in the King Demon Crown. You're supposed to be facing Greg Anderson. He'll have lane choice. What's all this doing to you?
It's holding out is making it making me antsy about it. We want to get up there and run that second round, especially with how well the car's been running this weekend. We took out Kurt Johnson in the first round, and we lost lane choice to Greg. But I'm really looking forward to getting up there and going a couple more rounds and getting that King Demon Crown.
Richie, I want you to explain to me the difference between the beginning of the season when you were struggling, obviously, and then David Nickens comes in, and now it looks like, well, it doesn't look like you have tons of horsepower out there making those great runs. How much better does that feel based on what you were doing at the beginning of the season?
It's a big weight lifted off my shoulders. I knew, once he came in, it was going to take a little time to get things rolling, and obviously he's found something. He had 2 weeks off between the last race and now, and he did some R&D on the motors and got it up to par, and it's shown here this weekend. We got the #1 spot with a 663 and 207, and the speed just shows it for itself right there. We just got to get this red car up in the show.
Hey, Richie, just before we go away, just want to check in. How is New Orleans now? Is it getting better?
It's slowly. It's coming around. We're getting our houses and businesses back together, but I mean, it's still got a long ways to go. It'll be a couple of years before it's back to normal, but the city's got too much history and too much heritage to let it go. So the people, along with all of the FEMA workers and everybody else in the government, will get it back together. It's just going to take a while.
Yeah, exactly right. And at least we don't have a hurricane up here right now, though. At times we thought it's been close. Thanks, Richie. Appreciate you spending the time with us, and have a good weekend.
I appreciate it.
Well, when we come back, we'll have qualifying for you. It will either be live or we'll have some recaps of stuff earlier, but it will be more Powerade NHRA drag racing. As the NHRA continues to try and get this quarter-mile drag strip back into shape at the Route 66 Raceway. Fans are there, and we're kind of hoping that something will happen before we go off the air, and certainly by the end of the evening. Now, we want to take you back to qualifying in Funny Car last night. The focus on Ron Capps. Well, it's still cold, 58 degrees. Lawson had his problems as he headed for the center line, tried to get it back, couldn't shut it down, but still he got the blocks. Here comes a big moment. Ron Capps, you see him closest. Can he make it into this qualifying field? The winner at Topeka, the current points leader. And he will face Creasy, who just is off an IHRA win, so he's riding high as well. This too, for Creasy, will be his hometown track, so there's a lot of motivation over in that far lane. For Ron Capps, he just got to power it down the strip, and he'll be golden.
Yeah, so you got your basic match racer, your most recent winner on the IHRA circuit against your most recent winner on the NHRA circuit. Dale Creasy really wants to get this thing down the racetrack and qualify for this event. Like you said, Paul, it's his hometown track. Would love nothing more. Ron Capps just needs to get this thing down the racetrack under power, and get this thing qualified right now.
And Capps won here in the fall race last year. Capps shuts her down. Creasy over by the wall. A career best elapsed time from 18th moves to 11th. Boy, that looked awful close, though.
How about that, though? But that was still a great run. And how about Ron Capps not in the show? In 2 runs, he was not able to get down the track. It looks like he broke on both runs trying to get this thing down the track. Right side of your screen, let's watch and see if it's Ron Capps. Had a good run there. Oh, boy, the thing just backfired. The supercharger might have dropped an intake valve or something. Then Dale Creasy, wow, he got real close to the wall, but he didn't hit it, so that's good. All right, let's look at this. 30 frames per second. This is normal camera shot here of both of these race cars. We're going to show you some stuff that we haven't seen. Ron Capps backfires that supercharger. Dale Creasy gets real close to the wall, and he actually shut it off early. Now, here's super slow-mo. This is 90 frames per second as we slow this thing down. You can see a nice little flame pattern, a little crisp there as you see the backfire from Ron Capps, and you see Dale Creasy pull away. Now look at our new high-definition super slow-mo camera at 1,000 frames per second. You can see the individual cylinders firing, and boy, in the daytime, you can really see those tires, you know, squatting and moving down through there. It's just a great shot, and we're going to be using more of that as you see the camera right there. We're just having fun playing with that thing this weekend.
Yeah, let's say it this way. We've got the technology, HD, 1,000 frames a second. It's cool.
Thanks for your donation this week, Mike. That's where your money's going.
We'll have more racing when we return on a cold evening in Chicago.
It's Saturday night.
And so it changes our bump to a 485. And that belongs to Jim Head. Best time thus far in this session Again, we'll take a look at the best times. There's Ashley, and we probably can't say it too much. Air temperature is cold, and the track is colder as well. Let's go down to Gary Gerould now.
Well, for a guy at a hometown track, a career best 83 puts a smile on your face, but you were close to the wall, it seemed.
Yeah, I must not see as well as I think at night. I don't know. The car was going so fast, and it's a new tire for us, so I was kind of worried about that. But it got out there in the middle and kind of started drifting. I didn't want to jerk it around, so I didn't want to unload it. So I figured I'm not going to hit till after the finish line. We're going to go for it.
Well, good stuff. Nice to see you making a run like that.
Oh, it's great to do it at home.
Thanks, Dale.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's a moment to be happy. Absolutely, without question. So the track temperature, good for power, a little crosswind, but as darker it gets, the more that'll die down.
You see track temperature 73 degrees, and that just means there's a lot of bite out there, so they can throw the horsepower, throw the clutch to it, in other words, apply the clutch much harder from 200 feet to half track. That allows these cars to accelerate through the middle, and that's where they make most of their ET up.
Two guys both off of BNQs at Topeka 2 weeks ago, Gilbertson and Del Worsham. That was huge for Worsham. He had such a great streak going into that.
And we saw Tim Wilkerson make a run, but earlier today, watch this with our super slow-mo burnout here. You see the cylinders firing, that one cylinder pumping out raw fuel. That's normal on a burnout. Usually at least 1 or 2 cylinders, but sometimes 3 cylinders will actually go out on the burnout because there's no load on the engine. It's just a great shot of showing that car just moving through the spaces on a burnout.
And what we're seeing is not smoke, it's just raw fuel coming through there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just not lightning because, like I said, there's no load on the engine. When you go through that water, it just doesn't work that engine. Then on the run, when you work it and you're applying that heat and you're applying that clutch, it really works the engine. It's easier to light the cylinders.
You know, Del Worsham and Bob Gilbertson, the guys that are on the line right now, are two of just a number of funny car drivers this year. You know, you start talking about Friday night qualifying sessions, Mike and Paul. It used to be, you were just talking about what goes on with Pro Stock and Pro Stock Motorcycle, normally aspirated categories, but anymore, funny car has become such a dogfight that it seems like guys are going home one each week, and everybody now has to put their onus on getting into the show and getting into a top half qualifying spot on Friday night. You're hearing it more and more.
So Gilbertson and Worsham. After Topeka, Worsham really wants this, but then so does Gilbertson. Well, it's a 480 for Dell. Gilbertson gives it up early. And that puts him now in 11th place. His best run today has come with that 480. But at least we forget. Let's take you back to 2001, Mike.
Yeah, I don't think the 480 run was what they were looking for. But back in 2001, this was definitely not what Del Worsham was looking for. Boys, he just blows that body off of the car. Just about 300-foot mark, run a special Mountain Dew body just for that race. They had to go back and put their standard body on the next day. And what does he do? He takes out John Force in the final round. That's the way to bounce back.
Yeah, from a big bang to an even bigger bang, and does it with a hole shot. Del Worsham in 2001. Jim Head, Tommy Johnson Jr. Tommy Johnson had hoped that they would have the new car ready to go. Remember, he had to switch back to last year's car because the new one he had was tiring a little bit early. Now they are going to get that new car going hopefully next week.
They actually had the new car ready to go. They wanted to test it in Topeka, but the test session on Monday got rained out. So now they're going to test it hopefully on Monday after this race.
Tommy Johnson Jr. is currently in at 8th with a 478 from the first qualifying. Jim Head with his 485 is the bump.
You know, I had a chance to talk with Tommy Johnson earlier today, sit down up in the lounge, talk about a number of things, including the fact that his team is 6th in points, hasn't been going exactly like they would have liked it to lately, but they do consider themselves a sleeper in the field. But you know what? They're not going to be sleeping too much. Tommy Johnson, his wife, Melanie Troxel, husband and wife, are starting to help get drag racing into the mainstream as a husband and wife category. In fact, if you check out this month's episode, or I should say edition of Sports Illustrated, you will find a little article about the husband and wife tandem in there. And of course, coming up next week, I've been told that the New York Times is doing an article on the husband and wife tandem of Tommy Johnson Jr. and Melanie Troxel. So drag racing doing some good things courtesy of those two guys.
Yeah, can't get much better media than that. SI and the New York Times. I've bought it. I've never been in it. How about you, Mike?
I don't know if I've ever bought it. I know I've never been in it.
You're showing your true colors.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody.
Oh, no. Wouldn't do that. Tommy Johnson Jr., Jim Head.
Jim Head would have been coming to life as of late. The car's been making some pretty good runs. Right now, though, he is on the bump spot, looking to try to get off of that.
Taken all the way down the track. Saw something come loose there. Career best elapsed time for Tommy Johnson Jr.
Wow.
#1 qualifying, 3rd quickest run in history for Tommy Johnson Jr. A 467 with a 328 miles an hour. Don Prudhomme is more than pleased with that.
Boy, he's got to be happy with that. That is a great run by the team. He's run 269 miles per hour at the 8th mile, one of the fastest speeds we've ever seen at that point. Carries it on to a 467 at 320. There is hardly anything wrong with this run. Look at that, perfectly straight right down the racetrack. All 8 cylinders hitting perfectly, and TJ makes a fantastic run.
Well, looks like we do have a chance. Yeah, nice going. Nice going, Snake. Let's go to Gary Jarrett.
Well, bouncing back after that unfortunate end to a tremendous streak of qualifying, I think it was 97 consecutive events, didn't make the last one. How good does it feel to come back here and put an 80 in the books?
Feels good. You know, last week was already, in Topeka was definitely tough to go out there and not qualify, but a lot of tough competition out here, a lot of great competitors, and it's just going to happen from time to time, and I know that. In my entire career, I've had times when we haven't qualified. But still, to go out and run a 480, that's a decent run. Hopefully it's good enough to qualify, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow and trying to improve on that.
What do you think about that 67 that TJ just threw in there?
Very impressive. I wish I could run a 467, but we will. Keep working on it. We'll get it.
All right, thanks, Del.
Well, while Tommy Johnson Jr. ran to the #1 qualifier, Jim Head moved up to 12th, got him off of the bubble. And when we come back, it's going to be some more super high definition slow-mo and more qualifying. Stay with us. For it. He won here in 02 and then went on to a championship. And for Larry Dixon, a 456. J.R. Todd, a 461. That keeps both of them in the field. Todd will be at 8th, Dixon at 10th as a result of the run last night, not this one now. So as Larry Dixon rolls to a stop, we're anticipating what will happen here in the next few minutes. Will Ron Capps make it into the field? We'll be back. Back for the last run, Top Fuel qualifying. Bob Vandergriff and Doug Herbert. And Vandergriff, who won his last run here a couple of years ago. 04.
Got the brothers Jim Dupuis and Wayne Dupuis crew chiefing on both these cars. Wayne's been doing a great job this weekend on Doug's car. Well, both were in the top half of the field coming into this round.
Herbert from the first session of qualifying, Vandergriff from the second, and they stay in the same position. Didn't improve with that. 4th and 7th.
I'll tell you, Doug Herbert's team's been doing a good job all week, and 3 runs right down that racetrack. Looked like he might have a little bit of a backfire at the other end right at the finish line. Still under 454, 321 miles per hour. Let's see if we can see it here. The car launch is good, had good early numbers, had a cylinder out, but then relit that cylinder. So that slowed a little bit of lapse time down. Probably could have possibly cost him as much as 0.05 of a second. Still a nice job by the team.
Let's go up to the top end. Gary Gerould with Larry Dixon.
Yeah, and Larry also has a new member on the team here, and Todd Smith. Tell me about this man and what his role is now with this organization.
Well, really, the best way to explain it is I think every Austin Coil needs a Bernie Federle, and he's our Bernie. So it's just to try and strengthen our team, to bring more depth and more talent to it, and he's certainly got the credentials.
Todd, your thoughts about stepping in here now kind of in the middle of the season and trying to get familiar with new personnel and one thing or another? Comfortable at this point?
Yeah, very comfortable, and it's a great opportunity for me to come to work for Don Prudhomme and Larry and Donnie Bender and the whole crew. You know, it's a great group of people, very talented, and I'm glad to be a part of it, and the mix is good with Donnie and I. We've worked together before, so I'm looking for an easy transition, and I think it'll be great.
Well, if there's anything I might suggest, help this guy with his baseball pitch at the White Sox the other night. He confessed that he bounced it in there, and he might need just a little bit of help. I don't know.
A little more arm.
I'm going to stick to my day job.
Maybe a wise decision.
So we take a look at the Top Fuel ladder presented by Lucas Oil. And some good matchups there. Grubnik and Troxel, both winners this year.
On the other side of the ladder, also some good matchups. Doug Coletta, hottest guy on the circuit right now, going against Joe Hartley, Bob Vandergriff and Larry Dixon. That's a good matchup. And David Bach has been running very good. And Brandon Bernstein and Fuller and Corey.
We want to remind you, whatever we don't get on, we'll show you the those who have not qualified. But whatever we are not able to get on in our time allotment here, we'll have updates later on ESPN2 and, of course, tomorrow on NHRA Today, presented by Lucas Oil at 11:30 in the morning. Yeah, that's right. They're moving quick. It'll be Funny Car, their last session of qualifying when we come back.
The NBA Finals on ABC.
Today's Speed World presentation of the CarQuest NHRA Nationals, brought to you by Powerade. Sport is what you make it. And CarQuest Auto Parts, the professional choice.
And another look at our extreme replay. 1,000 frames per second shutter speed. Is that great or what?
Man, see them individual cylinders firing. Look at the body, how close it is to the ground on the launch. That is something.
Well, while we were away, Bob Bodie got into the field with a 480 and laid oil down, and that may have an adverse effect on our ability to be able to cover Ron Capps and get him, whether or not he will get into this field. Here is Bodie and Lee. Lee goes away at the start line.
Bob Bodie makes a nice run, 480 to get in the show, and that puts Scott Coletta on the bump spot with a 483 with a number of cars not in the show coming up behind him. Obviously, Ed Ace McCullough right there is a little bit nervous because he knows right now that nothing can go wrong with that car if he wants to get this thing in the show.
Now look at these standings with Tommy Johnson Jr. at the top of qualifying, and there's the top half of the field rounded off by Gary Scelzi. Bottom half, Mike Ashley is in there with a good run, and the bump, Scott Coletta with a 483. And that's what Ed the Ace is thinking about, and I can guarantee you Ron Capps is thinking even harder about it right now. And these delays are not helping the blood pressure.
I mean, Ace is just up there looking at the racetrack, and he just wants to make sure that that car goes down the racetrack. He knows he can make the power to get in the show to run better than a 483. But, boy, he can't make any mistakes. One little mistake, if that thing's off a little bit or something breaks, he's going to be gone.
Let's go to Gary Gerould. He's with Whit Bazemore.
Well, Whit Bazemore, it appears obviously that this team has really made some significant progress in the last 2 or 3 events. Do you feel like you've turned a major corner here?
Oh, absolutely, Gary. You know, we really struggled
a lot at the beginning of the year, and it's tough. It's sometimes it's just part of the game. You know, you pay your dues, and you can have the best of everything, the best people, the best equipment, and you still struggle. And to me, it's a test of the team's resolve and the talent of the people on the team to dig yourselves out of a hole. And I definitely think the Matco Tools team has done that. And we've had a runner-up, you know, and that was a race, quite honestly, you know, that on paper we really should have won, and we didn't. But those little problems, we're getting rid of them little by little, and the performance of the car has really come around, and to the point where it's really fun for me, and it's exciting again, because we're a contender, and for me, that's what it's all about.
Now, we're hearing talk about personnel being moved around, that Brian Corradi may end up with Mike Ashley, and a change that he's making and joining an offshoot of the Schumacher camp. Does that put a crimp in your style?
I don't know if that's been made public yet, and if it's indeed going to happen. If that were to happen, you know, we have really good chemistry here. Todd and Brian work well together, and you know, anything that would have a negative effect on this team, I'm 100% against, obviously. And if something like that were to happen, I would certainly let my feelings be known.
Well, we appreciate that. Meanwhile, keep going fast and going straight. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Currently 6th in qualifying with a 470 out of last night's session. John Force, as he sits ready to go. There's some pretty stout cars yet to come up, and we could have the quickest funny car field ever before this is over. Don't forget NHRA Today, presented by Lucas Oil, Sunday morning, 11:30, and then our coverage of the finals for the CarQuest Auto Parts Nationals at 5 o'clock in the East tomorrow night. Well, what we'd actually hoped, to take a few measurements of track temperature there, it's been right about 79 degrees most of the day. They're still working on the oil down. Had it not been for this, we were really hoping that Ron Capps would be out before we have to go out the air and make his run. We'd at least know what would happen with that man, the current points leader in funny car, who is not yet in the field, and with some really strong competition yet to come. Let's go to Dave.
Well, perhaps some good news. I'm watching the NHRA Safety Safari work over in the left lane. That's the one good news if you're Ron Capps, and of course the ace is the fact that you're going to be running the right lane, so any concerns about oil in your lane, that has to be diminished tremendously. As I get out of the way of the tractor right now, I can also tell you that the oil down is already cleaned up, so hopefully here within the next minute and a half, possibly 2 minutes, we should get some cars fired. Don't know if that leaves enough time for Ron Capps, though, to make our air.
Ron Capps is just wondering whether or not he's going to get on national television. He's wondering more whether or not he will make it into this field. And so is Ed the Ace. Imagine the tension that is there with those two. And during the rain delay, Gary Gerould caught up with Gary Densham.
Well, here near the head of the staging lanes in Joliet and waiting, and I don't know if it's patiently or not, is Gary Densham. He is one of those who has not yet punched his way into the funny car field, and he's hoping he'll get the opportunity. You and Ron Capps kind of in the same boats. How do you handle the anxieties? What are your concerns?
Well, obviously, I think our car and obviously Ron's car are both capable of getting into the field if we get to run. But we can't control the weather. And with the funny car fields, as tough as they are this year, you make a mistake on Friday night, you might not qualify.
You're in a position where you are one of the lower budget teams, and you work basically on your own. You don't have teammates to bounce information and data off of. How big of a handicap is that for Gary Densham?
Well, obviously, especially with the less number of runs that you get, it's going to be more of a problem. As you run during the weekend, you gather your own information, you hopefully get it all right. But, you know, if you've got a 2 or 3 or 4 car team like some of the guys do, obviously that doubles, triples, quadruples the number of runs that you get to look at and know what the track's going to do, and they're pretty much set up the same. It's going to be helpful to them, but, you know, that's just the way it is.
You've also had a change in personnel. Todd Smith is no longer with this team helping you out. Is that a huge loss for you, and how do you adjust?
Oh, Todd's a great guy, I wouldn't call it a huge loss. I mean, Todd's a dragster guy. Basically, he spent the first 4 or 5 races learning how to run a funny car from us. But, you know, his input is always valuable, and you know, he'll be missed. But I think Greg can fill the void, and I think we'll be just fine.
Gary Dencham trying to keep a streak alive. He has not missed a show thus far this year, and he's determined that this weather's going to clear and he's going to make it.
Exactly. He and Bob Gilbertson would be next up on the line when they get the track clear from the oil down. And neither he nor Gilbertson are in the field. They are currently 18th and 19th, with Dencham being 19th. The bubble is Scott Coletta, the bump 483. And that's putting the constant and ongoing pressure onto that man, Ace McCullough, the crew chief for Ron Capps, and of course Capps himself. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to cover that run because we've reached the end of our allotted time. But Mike, Pressure City.
A lot of pressure on that man right there, Ron Capps. But once that engine starts, it'll all go away. He'll just concentrate on doing his job. And hopefully for him, he'll be able to get down the track and end this show for tomorrow.
He stays fairly calm in the cockpit. From Route 66, you have been watching the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. Up next, it's the 2006 Road to Omaha Super Regionals. I'm Paul Page with Mike Dunn, Gary Gerald, and Dave Reed. Thanks for joining us. Join us again tomorrow. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.